So if you're raising your hand and I'm ignoring you, it's not because I'm ignoring you, it's because I just, so can I get a motion to approve the agenda, please?
I'll move.
Excellent, all in favor? Got at least 2 out of 3, we're good. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting on September 21st, 2022? So I've got Sam, I've got Justin. Any questions on that? I don't see anybody, so can I get all in favor?
All in favor.
Beautiful, excellent. Any business arising from the minutes? Is there anything anybody needs to say with regards to the minutes or anything to that effect? All right, hearing none, I guess we're good there. Look at that, item 5 in 3 minutes. Okay, so and item 5 says draft audited financial statements.
Okay. I'll start. Tracy, feel free to jump in. So we're going back to this item. It was mainly to look at the deferred contributions and from direction from the chair as well as the commission for administrations to talk. So we did meet last week, and since then we have talked, and Tracy had sent me as the accountant and the treasurer on the Cornwall side explanation, which makes more sense than I could. So I'll go through it that Tracy and then you can just jump in if necessary if there are any questions. So we're going to recommend to approve the financial statements, but what I want to do is just give an overview on the deferred contributions. Annual surpluses and deficits are held as deferred contributions on the financial statements, increasing or decreasing each fiscal year. And the city of Cornwall completed a reconciliation of deferred contributions. What monies are held by South Glengarry and what are held by Cornwall, and there were some inconsistencies found. So recognizing the annual surpluses in years where a surplus was realized, the surplus was allocated 85-15. Cornwall and South Glengarry, even though the budget was not funded 85-15 during the years when South Glengarry was at a max of 10K. So to correct this, the surplus was first contributed to Cornwall's share of deferred contributions to the 85-15 funding formula, and then the balance of the surplus was shared 85-15. So I know that was a concern, especially from the reps from South Glengarry, but that explains that part. So in the last few years where the commission experienced deficit, only Cornwall's deferred contributions were decreased. And to correct this, the deficit was proportioned to both Cornwall and South Glengarry. So that's where we come to the numbers. Administration, we did meet with Cornwall, South Glengarry, and agreed that the deferred contributions are correct. There's just a small adjustment, and I think it's $309, Tracy. So the committee, go ahead.
Yes, that's correct. Thanks,
Okay.
Tim.
So here's the recommendation, and then I'll go back to you, Mr. Chair. That the committee approved the 2021 financial statements as presented, and that they were presented at a previous meeting. We can bring them up if necessary. And that the adjustment of $309 for deferred contributions between South Glengarry and Cornwall be corrected for the 2022 financial statements. That's it.
Okay, so I need a motion, at the very least, for debate. Can I get a motion from anyone to support the recommendation as presented by?
I'll move to put it on the floor.
Okay, can I get a seconder then? All right, so we have a mover and a seconder. Is there any debate or discussion with regards to Tim's comments or anything with regards to the financial statements? And because I can't see you, feel free to just kind of interrupt if you have to. I'm fine with that.
It's Martin. I'll just say that thanks to staff for looking into that. I have been concerned about it last time, and I appreciate them doing the extra work, and we're all good.
Excellent. Sam, Justin, are we good? All right, so that being said, can I, all in favor of the motion that's been presented or been moved? All right, I'm assuming, Martin, you're good.
I'm good.
Carried. All right, that's good. That's one thing resolved. Airport manager update. Mr. Small, you're on the docket.
There we go.
All
Hi,
right.
everyone. All right, short and sweet. Things are moving slowly, not really a lot to report. Let's see here. I think we're talking about the farmland a little later on. The runway lighting issue has been resolved with our automatic system for turning on the lights. And there's a few things that have gone on here since the last meeting. The crack sealing's underway and we're going to do some more tomorrow. We'll be pretty much all caught up on the crack sealing from after missing a few years. So next year we should be in better shape and spend less money on that. The Flying Club had a discovery day for kids on Saturday and flew approximately 50 kids, gave them their first airplane rides. It was free to them and all local kids. So that was a good opportunity to showcase our airport to the community. And we had an medevac on Monday. SkyCare was in to relocate a patient. And that's about the highlights. There's our fuel situation. And yeah, that's about it for me. If anyone has any questions.
All right, I'll open the floor. Does anybody have any questions to Stephen? Let's see, Martin, you're good.
Good.
I'm assuming. So, hello, Lyle, welcome back. Not seeing any hands or anything. Like I said, I'm trying to work the agenda and the pictures at the same time. Don't they need a motion to approve anything in that regards? So that gets us to new business and Ratty grant. I'm assuming, Tim, you want to handle that?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So the contribution agreement and the cash flow, we met with FedDev last week because South Glengarry is managing that part in terms of meeting with FedDev. So we can get 25% cash advance, and then from there we can give them forecasts in terms of when we'll need the money throughout the course of the project. So we have sent it back. We're waiting a response. At times it can take time, but we're waiting for approval that we can get 25% of the grant given to us now, which will assist with getting things rolling right away, and we'll have cash flow. So that's first. If there's any questions on that, I'll entertain them now.
Okay, do I see any questions on, I guess, item 1 under new business? Anybody? Not seeing anything.
Okay.
Hey, Tim, keep going, man.
Okay, the next one is the site visit by Loomis Explorer to the Cornwall Regional Airport, which happened today. So as I mentioned at the last meeting, we were looking at Loomis Explorer to take over the RFPs, work through project management with the committee. So the first step on that was, I should back this up a little bit related to the RADI grant. So the commission will remember that at the last meeting, we were talking about limits and trying to avoid, I don't know if it's avoid, but try not to do as much work related to the RFP process because the timelines are short. I'm sure we can get an extension on the timelines, but at the same time, let's get the work done if we can get it done. Like, it's the first thing that's been done in years at the airport. So working with Maureen, I was able to share the procurement documents and talk about the limits that Cornwall has, which is way higher than we have right now in South Glengarry. So I was able to share that with the Explorer group, and so they have everything they need. Now what we're doing is we're setting up a meeting with FedDev next week or the week after, and introducing the Loomis Explorer team to FedDev so they know that we've given them permission to talk. And I mean, I'll turn it over now to Martin and Steve because they met with JF today. He works for Loomis Explorer. He went on site at the airport. I know at this time, you guys, I'll ask you to explain what about the tour today, and maybe how we see as the subcommittee working from the commission subcommittee on the projects, working with Loomis Explorer and then keeping us updated as a commission. So maybe Martin, I'll turn it to you. And
Thanks, Tim, and through you, Mr. Chair. Was happy to go down, and I think mostly I'm going to get to go first here, but they mostly wanted to meet with Steve because he's the one that is showing people around and knows what everything is and what it looks like. And so, but I dropped in for the first part of the visit and was very encouraged. Jean-Francois was quite open and candid about, there's definitely potential at this airport, and seemed to have a very quick grasp of what needed to be done, what we were looking to do, and this sort of thing. So I think he stayed with Steve for a while after I left, so Steve may have more details than I do, but he seemed to just want to get a handle. He wanted to know firsthand what they were looking at. Like, we have a fairly large grant to do fencing, so obviously wanted to see where the fencing was, what it involved, this sort of thing. So happy that they were, wanted to do hands-on, wanted to see what was going on, and we're, going to be involved enough that, when they're doing this work for us, that they're going to know what they're talking about. So I don't know if anybody has a question, I'm happy to answer them, but I'll turn it to Steve and see if he's got anything further to add.
I think what we'll do is, Steve, I'll let you tackle it and I'll throw it open to anybody who wants to ask any questions.
All right. The meeting went very well. I think Jean-Francois appreciated it and got a chance to see our airport and our challenges. And I think Martin and I did a good job of explaining to him the direction we want to go and what our needs are and how we can use this money to be to the most effective use in the long run. So I think it went well. So we'll see. I think he's going to take it all back. I got some items that I'm going to supply him, information and quotes and stuff, and we'll see what he comes back with.
Important person.
Sorry about that.
No problem. That being said, I'm assuming we're good, gentlemen. Are there any questions from anyone with regards to kind of informal reports on Loomis?
I just comment that, Steve, I just want to say we really appreciate you there. Maureen and I as CEOs have talked about this, but all other staff and council members, that we appreciate you being there and being able to give not only what you're doing there, but this is an example, giving people, when we got the grant initially, you had to provide all the information to Explorer. And then now this is the end, getting to the end of the process. So being able to show them around. So thank you.
Well, my pleasure. The airport is kind of our family's passion. We've been here before day one, really. We were here when it was a private airport. So we just want to see it go. And we know that we see the potential as well. And we want it to succeed. So glad to help.
Okay. That being said, okay, so next under new business, we have a farmland lease. I'm not sure, I'm gonna say, Stephen, are you gonna?
Yeah, I can speak to that. So Michelle and I have been working on an ad for the newspaper, and I think we have it pretty much finalized, and we'll have it in by the end of the week for next week's edition of the Glengarry News, and we'll see what kind of offers we get from that.
Any questions on that particular item? Looking for, not seeing any hands.
Dean, just Sam here. Stephen, just wondering, are we going to put that on both township websites as well, or just up the news?
Actually, yeah, good idea. We'll look into that. Definitely, we'll get it onto the websites for South Glengarry and Cornwall as well. Sure.
Perfect. Thanks.
Any other questions? Not seeing any hands and not hearing any voices. I'm assuming we're good. External auditing service dash Cornwall. I don't know who's.
I'll take that, and then Tracy, you can jump in. So in the past number of years, we've had MNP as our auditors. Cornwall handles the auditing of the regional airport as per the agreement. So in August, City Council of Cornwall approved the terms of reference for external auditing services for the city. Its agencies, boards, and commissions, of which we're part of, as the Cornwall Regional Airport Commission. Following council's approval of the terms of reference, the city issued an RFP. They were received, the proposals were received from MNP and one from KPMG. They were reviewed and there was a consensus meeting at the end of September, and then on September 26th, administration recommended council appoint KPMG as the auditors for the city and agencies, boards, and commissions for a 3-year term with the option of 2 one-year renewals. Council approved the recommendation to award the contract to KPMG. So here's the change. The fee for auditing services, excluding HST for the Cornwall Regional Airport Commission, is as follows: $6,500 for 2022, $6,750 for 2023, and $7,000 for 2024. So I'm not sure that we need a motion. I think that's for information, because as part of the agreement, Cornwall provides the auditing services and that's the cost. Tracy, if you want to jump in, I don't know if I gave too much information.
No, that was perfect, Tim. Thank you.
Okay. So we're all in the same situation. All municipalities, I say that, we're coming to the end of the year. Hard to believe it's October. So we're going to be looking towards budgeting for next year for the airport as well as municipal budgets. But there's some other important work I know that the commission members have to do in the next 3 weeks. So that's something we'll talk about after that. We'll know. I guess I'll turn it back to you, Mr. Chair. My observation would be, before we talk about the next meeting, is that the next meeting would be the last meeting potentially of this group. Certainly, I know that one person's not running for council again, so that one, namely Eric. And I just wish everybody well. And I'll turn it back over to you because the next meeting will be our last meeting as this commission, as I see it, or maybe it's December before it's appointed. I don't know, but I'll stay out of that. I'll turn it back to you.
Good. That being said, do I have any questions with regards to the external auditing service? Well, we'll just kind of clean that loose end up, and I think it's probably done, but in case anybody has a question or anything to that effect, not seeing or hearing anyone. All right, so that's moving forward. I'm going to assume we don't have, do we have any correspondence, Crystal, anything that we need to be aware of?
No, nothing to report.
Okay, well, that means I'm going to say, for the sake of argument, we're down to the next meeting, November 2nd. I guess that's kind of would look like our last official meeting as group, as Tim has already articulated. On a personal note, I'll wish everyone the best of luck. I'm sure certainly we can all use it. For those of you who are out on the hustings doing your thing. Otherwise, I'll look forward to seeing everybody November the 2nd. Any other comment or questions before I get a motion for adjournment? All right, that being said, I need a motion to adjourn. Lots of hands, all in favor.
Oh, there you are, Eric. Sorry, Eric. I didn't know you were on. I didn't see the screen.
Yeah, well, online.
I joined
I guess, yeah. I guess we'll say Martin and Sam, if that's okay, the mover seconder, all in favor, one more time. Good enough. Thanks very much. And like I said, for all of you out there doing your thing, good luck. And hopefully it'll be all warm and furry on November the 2nd.
Take care, guys. See you, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.